getting familiar with atom, now we will be started discussing about what actually wave is. So if we get to the very basic definition of wave, then what actually according to it we could call it as to be a wave. So we must be thinking like, okay, wave is something like this, because we are just very very familiar with sea waves, because whatever waves just get over there is actually sea wave. So that's actually about the sea wave. So the same goes with the wave also, that it would be also having the same kind of thing, that it would be also behaving like this, and its structure would be also like this. But what actually is getting familiar over here is actually this wave. So what we are just trying to build over here is that to just talking about what actually it is, and then we will be just moving to the another part, that wave particle duality. So if we are just considering, then whatever we are just seeing around us is actually behaving as a particle. Okay. Supposingly, for example, if we are taking the example of light, then we will be thinking that okay, light is actually something which is having wave nature, because it's not behave as a particles. Because when it was seen as to be when it was experimented on light and what actually light is made up of, then it was very confusing for very much of them, that what actually light is made up of, because it was behaving as a both, like wave also and particle also. According to it, particle was considered as to be, it was considered as to be particles. Why? Because it was somewhere emitting some photons throughout it, that is considered as to be the packets of energy. So because of it was emitting some packets of energy, light is falling like this. So it was actually emitting some packets of energy. That's why it was considered that it is actually behaving as a particle. But later it was discovered, according to Huygens, it was said that okay, not actually, light is not actually a particle, because somewhere when we started experimenting it on very much of things, it was seen that it was somewhere behaving as a wave also. So somewhere what it was actually seen that it was actually behaving as a wave. Okay. So what according to Huygens, he said that okay, light is not actually a particle, it is actually a wave. Because what's actually happening over here is that whenever we are just passing it through anything, it's showing its duality, and somewhere it's behaving as a particle and somewhere it's behaving as a wave. So there was very much contradiction, there was very much confusion between what actually light is made up of, because of light we are just able to see things and do things and all those kinds of stuff. So it was really a very basic question about it. Okay. Then again, after a very little time, Einstein discovered that okay, when he experimented that what actually light is made up of, then he got to know that light is actually made up of both wave also and particle also. Somewhere at some places it was behaving as a wave, and somewhere it was behaving as a particle. So it, according to Einstein, it was saying that actually the light is having duality. That means it is behaving as a wave also and it is behaving as a particle also. So he named it as a wave particle duality. That means sometimes it will be behaving as a wave and somewhere it will be behaving as a particle. And because of that very behavioral nature of this wave particle duality, it was conservative that okay, light would be now considered as to be the wave. But till now it's not very clear to us that what actually light is made up of and why it's behaving like this. But we have got to this conclusion that okay, light is having wave particle duality, and this is how according to Einstein it was considered. Later in parts we will be discussing some other